Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live and welcome to Free the Mind UK, a chat with a therapist. My name is Dave Carson. I'm your host for this evening, and I've got a very special guest in the way of Claudia Rickard, and she's going to be talking about the bunny talk process. I'm so excited about it because I don't know a lot about it, and it's one of these techniques, one of these new techniques that's going to be taken off all over the world. So it's really exciting to be interviewing her. Now, Claudia is an NLP master practitioner and hypnotherapist, and she's got lots of other tools in a little invisible tool bag that she uses to help people. But tonight we're going to be talking about the bunny talk process. So before I bring Claudia on, which I nearly forgot about, we're going to play the intro video. If I can find it. Here we go. I hope this is the right one.
Not sure what therapy to choose? Free the Mind UK presents A Chat with a Therapist. Join us live for an up-close informal discussion of the various holistic therapies available, helping you make that important choice.
Claudia, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to this show.
Dave. Thank
Great
you for having me.
you. Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I'm really excited about what you're going to be talking about tonight because it's like a new technique that's hitting the streets.
It's for everybody. It's for everybody. It's a technique that will transcend generations.
Fantastic. I love it. Well, it's customary. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I always ask people, a little bit of background about themselves, how they got involved in alternative stuff, NLP and hypnotherapy, and how the progression, came along to this point now.
Well, I've always been alternative.
Right. I love it.
Seriously, I was into aromatherapy at a very young age, and I trained in that, and that is what I did, essential oils, and I absolutely loved it. And then I got it's aromatherapy is more than just having a massage. It is actually, as I say, very holistic, and it can create change using the oils.
Wow.
And I got more interested in the mind, and I started training as a counsellor in England. And I did 3 years of a degree. And then I realized, actually, what am I training in this for? Oh, it's because I'm trying to work out why I'm in this unsuccessful marriage. And proceeded to realize I had a choice. That word was so powerful to me. Choice, the word choice, that I had a choice. I did not need to be in that. And something happened, and I said, actually use my barrier. And I said, no, actually, that's not going to happen again. I'm not going to keep going back into, you can treat me like this, and I'll keep being I don't know, something you can walk on. So I said no. And the divorce happened, and I never actually finished that last year of counselling. However, that didn't matter because I still have all those tools. And then I went into hypnosis many years later, actually. And it was because my son had it for a reason. And I thought, oh, what is this hypnosis? What is it? And I went in to train for the first foundational course. I was really good at it. And we all know what happens, that you like me, that when you train in something that you have passion for and that you love, you then go on. And of course, I got a distinction in the diploma, because that's what happens. We're absolutely passionate about something because you can't do enough. And I've continued to train and take master courses, and I have a whole plethora of information going on in here, and taken as many courses as I possibly can, especially around helping people with trauma, because to me, we are not our behaviors, our good intention, and our good intention, Dave, is always going to be to protect our feelings And those feelings are the ones that are those big, deep down, horrible, significant emotional events, feelings, real or imagined, that have happened in our lives. And to me, that is, you've got to get to those, so that people can move on and be themselves again. And now I have created my own.
Woohoo! Fantastic. So pleased for you. So pleased.
Oh, it's wonderful. So that they, Dave, get to play again. Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
I love that word, play again.
Because everything, well, we're all children inside.
Exactly. Yeah. I never want to grow up.
No. And playing
like.
and being silly is one of the most fun things you can put. What I believe is one of the most fun things you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. I find a lot of people get a bit too serious about life, you know. I mean, there's a time and a place, but I'm like, I like that childlike nature about everything, you know.
I know.
It's so releasing and freeing,
and it happens so naturally. If we can get to the end of the stick, you and I just did that. Even before this, we were chatting for 10 minutes, and we were on completely different.
Yes, we were.
It was hilarious.
Yes.
No, that's not what it was.
Oh, I love it.
Just so silly, and then you can laugh about it, and it lifts people up. And that is what it's all about: lifting, raising. Our energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So important, especially in this day and age, you know. And I find as you get older as well, you know, you look at your life a bit different. If you're lucky, you know, there's a lot of old people out there that are still stuck in their, you know, loops of despair and God knows what.
It's their belief systems.
Yeah, it is.
And that's hypnosis. They've literally, they're running this
movie themselves.
Yeah, and we have to de-hypnotize people.
Yes, exactly that. It's funny that, isn't it? I've heard that before. And I always want to say to people, oh my God, life is amazing. It doesn't matter what's going on. It can still be amazing.
That's exactly what I say. Life is an experience. And sometimes it's not a great experience. However, it's still an experience. And we take the learning from it.
Exactly that. I know. I truly believe there's a learning in all, and it's only a perception. What I perceive to be like a really, you know, awful experience might not be so bad for somebody else. So it's all sort of quite subjective, isn't it? It's all in a way, like I like to say, a little bit illusionary. You know, the way we all see things differently, and how we take it on board. But,
absolutely. I heard a friend of mine, Lara Cox. She said, "Comedy is tragedy with time."
I love Lara. She's great.
And it's so true, because, you know, when I don't know if there's you hold up at the airport for hours on end, or something goes disastrously wrong with something else. I mean, obviously not if it's tragic, you know, really horrible. However, there's so many stories that a year later we can end up laughing about it. And
I always find this intriguing, you know, because like I do my best to be in the moment as much as I can. I don't want to be in the past. I don't want to be future. I want to be here right now. And I think that's like the best place to be, you know, because you're not being bogged down by anything or whatever. And,
I agree.
You know, I've had some of them experiences, and like 2 years later, I'm telling someone a story, and I'm laughing my head off. And in that moment, I'm like, well, actually, I could have been so different in that moment originally when I was perturbed by it. But it was just my programs that took me down that spiral. Yeah. So I find now the more we work on ourselves, the quicker those time spans, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. Yeah. And like you can let these things go after like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or you know.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to do a hot air balloon ride. Actually, it's really a Serengeti that I want to do it. However, we were in Sedona for a vacation, and I booked the hot air balloon for my daughter and I. Arizona, flying over Sedona. How wonderful. Wow. Had to be up really early, and it rained. and it's cancelled. And it was like, but I immediately went to, it's okay, because it wasn't meant to happen. Perhaps something was, you know, worse
Exactly.
could happen. I was
Good
going
way
to
to look at it, actually.
yeah, I was going to end up in Connecticut. So fine. I never have a problem with something like that, you know, and maybe I'm still meant to fly over the Serengeti anyway. So there you go.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's some techniques that I use. I call it it's a cheat, really, but it's not a cheat. It's like a fast track process to relieving yourself from whatever it is that's going on, that's perturbing you. And one of my friends once said to me, it was quite interesting what she said. She said, maybe you're meant to experience that, you know, maybe there's some lessons in there. And I was like, well, if I was, I would have, but obviously I'm not, because you wouldn't, because I didn't. So, you know, whatever I'm doing in any moment is meant to be, otherwise it wouldn't be happening. Do you see what I mean?
Exactly.
But it is cheap. I love it.
And I know what you say, and it's always okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's always okay.
I always found like we're incredible, aren't we, human beings? Yeah, what we can do. It's like just mind blowing. If people realize just what they are, you know, they'd be amazed. But one of the flaws, right? One of the flaws is this fight, flight, freeze thing, you know, where it just naturally wants to react on anything that's threatened by, and how the memories are processed and how things can get, you know, stuck in limbo. To me, whoever created us or whatever it was, they made, you know, they could have done it a bit better, because everything else is amazing.
Yeah, but Dave, that is what saves us as well.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what protects us.
Yeah.
So that our body, you just said, our bodies are amazing, and so that we go into that, so that it does protect us, and we react straight away.
Yeah. But a lot of the things that it's protecting us from, there isn't really anything to be protected from. Obviously, thousands of years ago there was.
Yeah, there's no.
It's still working in the 21st century, and it's like, obviously, you know, we need that. You know, if you're going to cross the road, you're not just going to walk across the road.
Yeah,
you know? You've got to have that awareness about you.
Yeah,
but which is fine. But you know.
Yeah, but what about, I mean, the person that's driving all like this in front of you in the car, again, that comes in and you go, whoop, I'm not going to overtake them. I'm going to hang back because they're either asleep, they're drunk, perhaps, you know, they've had something's wrong. And so again, it does protect us. We've got to love our humanness, embrace it.
I'm glad I've got it. I'm glad I've got it. So Claudia, the process that you're going to be talking about tonight, and by the way, Claudia has got an ebook out, which I'm going to put on the YouTube messenger, a bit underneath the YouTube video when I eventually do it after this is finished. So you'll be able to access that link and check out her ebook, which I have got and read, and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I thought it was really sweet, you know, when you used to do this process with your daughter, because I think that, you know, they're like such special moments, and you shared something with her which enabled her to, you know, to release, I guess. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like the sweetest thing. It's like with my daughters, I always like to teach them techniques because I want them to be prepared, you know, and show them lots of stuff, and that's just beautiful moment. So
it is. Would you? So it's do you know what? I want everybody to see this. I even jumped out of an
hey!
All right, can you see that? I jumped doing the bunny talk to get the front cover of my ebook. So it's called
Is that the cover of the ebook, is it?
Yeah, doing that. I jump in it with it.
I've got it now. Before I was doing that, wasn't a good idea.
Oh my God, I know. No, that's what Bill Smith was doing to me at Hit the Thoughts. No. I mean, oh my God. Now I'm not even wrong, but he went, oh no, I can't say it now. Got the rat he was doing. Oh no. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. He was having a silly laugh. So no, I jumped out of the aeroplane to get that, to show, because it's a metaphor.
Yeah,
that is what it's like being a parent, free falling out of an aeroplane. And the idea is that the book is the parachute, which will give you some some tips, some grace that you may need so that you can navigate being a parent.
We'll lift you up, because a parachute, when you pull it, it lifts you up, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, it just lifts you up. You're
A
right.
little bit full on, like,
Like,
I've never done a parachute jump before, so I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, well you go. You can put that on your bucket list. So yeah, I'll only do it once. So yeah, I only ever need to do things once, although I did have 3 children. I didn't quite learn my lesson there. Two husbands, there you go. Anyway, what it's about, because it's got the bunny talk process in there, and as I say, this ebook, because it is short, I wrote it short for a reason, because parents don't have time to read. They want it now. What do I do now?
Absolutely.
And
indeed.
You know, so I could have written the same thing 5 times over with a bit of extra fluff and, you know, bollocks, but I didn't. So it's snappy, and it has the bunny talk process in there, including the story about my daughter, which I'll share now. Now, my husband, so her dad, he was away in the forces a lot. He's in the Royal Navy. Be away for 10 months at a time, and she would get into bed with me. She's about 2 or 3 at the time. She'd get into bed with me and we would just mess about. And I was starting to show her shadow puppets. Shadow puppets, you know, you could do all sorts of silly little things. But she particularly liked the bunny. And then it just became our thing. And we did mummy bunny and baby bunny. And she was going to preschool, so I started teaching her ABCs and her days of the week, months of the year. We did it with the bunnies.
Wow.
She never had a problem doing it because she was playing. And we progressed on to maths, we progressed on to other things. And sometimes I would be the baby bunny and she would be mummy bunny. I would get it wrong on purpose and she would go, "It's okay, just have another go."
I love it.
I know. So she learned to be kind, because I'd get it wrong and she'd go, "It's okay." So you know, and she just always has that inside of her now to be kind and gentle to people if they make a mistake. Because, you know, it really doesn't matter, does it? If you get, you know, sort of like your times tables a bit wrong, just do it again. You know, it's fine.
Absolutely.
And now we roll on. And we stopped doing it, maybe just here and there, but she's growing up now. And we moved to America 5 years ago, and she's nearly 13 now. You know, she literally was on the cusp of her 13th. And she starts school. Oh, and then there's COVID. And in America, they didn't go back to school for 2 years.
Really? Wow.
And she was online.
Wow.
Very few friends, very isolated, very in her thoughts. And, you know, and at 14, she started self-harming.
Oh, bless her.
Now, you know, I immediately made it all about me. I did guilt, my fault, and my fault. And that is what parents do a lot. They blame themselves. It's my fault for bringing her over from England, where she had all of her friends since she was like 0. And where she was on netball teams, where she was doing things that she did. Oh, you know, we left other siblings there. My fault. And this is, so it was, you know, now we've now roll on, she's 15, and actually it's New Year's Eve. In fact, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's New Year's Day. She comes into my bedroom sobbing. It's a horrible sob, Dave. Okay, it's a scary sob. I got up, got into bed with her, held her. I asked her, "Can you tell me what it is?" And then don't ask me what made me do it, Dave. I got my mummy bunny out.
Oh, bless.
And she got her baby bunny out, which is as big as my bunny now, but with the little ears down. And then she told Mummy Bunny what had happened to her.
Wow.
And Mummy Bunny is always supportive.
I was going to say,
Doesn't react, doesn't respond. Oh, I respond, but I don't react. Mummy Bunny offers safety, love, and security. And so Mummy Bunny was there to support her with that. And she was able to tell me what was going on and what had happened. And from there, since then, she's always been able to tell me everything that goes on for her. She perhaps overshares now. I don't care. I am honoured. I am privileged.
Absolutely.
She feels that she is safe enough to tell me what is going on for her. And I know that was because all that time ago, we had anchored in safety, love, and security, unconditional love, all that time ago. And I've since said to her as well, I said, darling, I said, if I ever get dementia, I may forget you. Will you talk to me with the bunnies? I will never forget the feeling of the bunny talk. And yeah, so it transcends generations, Dave. If we can anchor in that feeling of safety, love, and security in a way, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be bunnies. It could be another way, whatever you might like to do with your child. Somebody might like to do sort of like a crocodile thing, you know, it can be whatever it is, but it's the movement, it's the shape, it's the whatever it is. And
I just love it because those elements that it brings about is what every child needs, you know, should have in their life. That you know, that place where no reaction, where it's just, yeah, it's beautiful, really beautiful.
And then since then as well, she has got a voice on her. She went to somebody and she said, how old was I? She went to that and she got her answers. Gave her a voice.
Wow.
It's given her so much power. She was able to tell Mummy Bunny. And that, because that's where it started. And she felt safe enough to do it without the shame, without anything like that. However, sadly, before she had been feeling shame.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I had that. We had that to enable to get that out. And I was telling Cheryl Ellman about this when I was learning sleep talk, the Golding sleep talk process for children. It's for parents, for children. And she said, you've got to do something with that. So I did. I wrote A Parent's Journey and the Bunny Talk Process. And I had Cheryl, sort of like really encouraging me, Carl Smith encouraging me, and Beryl Comer encouraging me to do that. And so I did. I wrote that. I thought that was like it, because anybody can do the bunny talk. And I went to a big conference last year, Hypnothoughts Live, which is in Las Vegas. And I spoke about it, about my about the bunny talk, about my book. And I had two people come up to me and they said, are you going to make that into a course? I said, well, anybody can do that. And they went, oh, great. If you don't, we will. And I went, no. I said, that's mine. It's my story. It's my daughter's and mine story.
Yes.
So I did. And I thought, well, actually, of course I can, because I work with children and this is how I do it. And actually, funnily enough, I can easily show with the bunny, anchor in bunnies to everybody and the parents. And the bunny finds, and this is our amygdala, the bit that you were talking about before, the fight, flight, freeze, that is always looking after us, that's sometimes not very nice.
We love it.
Yeah. But it's sometimes not very nice things happen. And you're quite right, Dave. It doesn't work for us in that way because it goes, and then it sticks on us. Yeah. And this is the bit that you were talking about that is like so, where we might have got it wrong. Why can't it just flow over us and go back on into the hippocampus where it belongs? But it doesn't. It sticks on the lateral side of the amygdala. And I explained to the child like a big blob of poo.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be their pooper scooper. And blob of poo it starts to catastrophize like sloppy poo.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I've got children. They love poo. In fact,
Yeah.
adults love poo. Everybody loves poo, and everybody understands it because it is. You get your poop in a group. You can then feel it. We're going to deal with it, and then we heal it, and because it goes back on into the hippocampus where it belongs, and that is what I do then with the bunny eye movements. And but first of all,
I love the way you've incorporated the bunny eye movement.
Yeah, so we do bunny eye movements. I've done so many different trainings with eye movement.
That's fantastic. I like the way you put it together like that, because it's like you said at first, it was like, well, anyone could do that, and just that extra, that extra step you created something that you're gonna,
Yeah, and the child gets it out of their body as well because we draw it out of them. So we draw. I get the parent to draw around the child's body, and then the bunny puts it where it is, and we'd use all the NLP techniques, and it works. It works really effectively, really efficiently, and without the story. Because you, like me, we know that the story gets distorted. It gets all sorts of bits added, deleted maybe, and it creates another story, and that becomes the new belief. And I'm really not keen on repetitive storytelling. Might need to know bare bones. The person always knows the real story, and that is what the bunny takes out, so that people get to move on and play, and it's for inner child work as well. Grown-ups,
really,
we're all children. When I realised that, Dave, really, when I'd been showcasing it at I did that Heartlands conference, and I had 2 hours to showcase it, so it was brilliant. And I had somebody, and she actually regressed into her child state, and we were able to do another clearing, and everybody was going, "Oh, this isn't just for children.
Wow.
This is adult work as well." Because we are all children inside, and we actually were able to clear something that she had suppressed for so long, and it was brilliant. She got it out, and we were able to clear it for her. Wow. And she was just like, she was so amazed. And I had Larry Garrett there, and he's been doing hypnosis for 54 years. And I got it, and he was to the point where he has. I'm training it at his wellness center in Chicago.
Wow!
So, because he was just blown away by. So I'm very excited. We were all excited. It's brand new, and as I say, I'm still learning about what it can do. Because but I just know I'm, as I say, I'm just so excited.
Wow, I can see where it's going to go. It's going to, and obviously at some point you're going to have people, because you won't be able to do it all yourself. I'm guessing, you could have trainers training people, and it can sort of spread.
Yeah. And I will. I'm doing an online course because it can be done online as well. I'm actually training it online on the 22nd of September. So if anybody's interested, go on my website and just pop your name in the contacts and
put your website up here. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
But it's very easy. It's very easy. It's ClaudiaRicardHypnosis.com. It's my name, and in fact, just my name, it will come up.
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, and you can send it to a contact form. It will be. I've been invited to Australia and New Zealand to go and train it. So yeah, I am. It's a new technique. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So how long has this been happening for now? From like when you realized that this is something, or when people started saying to you, "This, Claudia, there's something in this. This is like."
Seriously, it's that new. It was this. I mean, with Larry Garrett, that was just this April. Wow. And it's just literally, the more. It was in what was it, around March time. Bob Burns said to me, he said, "Claudia, just send me a video of you working with a child." And And I did. And I mean, that was really kind of him, because he had to watch a video for over an hour of me working with a child. And he wrote me a lovely testimonial saying he expected to hate it. You know?
Typical
However,
Bob.
he ended up absolutely, you know, Bob, bloody loving it, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, because he said you can literally see the child changing. And so, yeah, and it was, and I had the mother in the room as well. So it was, yeah, it was great. And I'm very excited about it.
So what sort of age kids can you work with them in this process? Like when is that 5 upwards?
Five upwards. So you can change it out, because when in the training, I do a lot of my emotional intelligence coaching as well, because so many of us, we find it, well, what do I say to the parents? The parent might say, can you fix my child?
Mm-hmm.
And going, actually, it's probably the environment the child is in. How about coming in for a session first before I see the child? And then because I have all these diagrams that I draw, because most people are visual and they can't take in just the hearing you say it. So I have diagrams that I train others now to build and with your person. And then they're getting all these, they're getting, I can't click with this finger. Then they're getting all the light bulb moments.
Yeah.
And they're going, and then so often I get, oh, it's us. And I go, okay, well, I wonder what we could do. I wonder, you know, I get curious. How would it be? What would it be like if? And then it's going, oh, yes, we could do that. Oh, yes, I'll get the book. Oh, yes, it says in there. And again, because I give people so much grace in my book, I'll put my hands up. I made loads of mistakes as a parent. I've got 5 children. Okay. Just about got it right with the last one, with my daughter. So many mistakes.
There's no handbook, is there, Claudia? There's no handbook.
No, but that's the right one.
What's your thoughts on this, right? Because earlier on, before we came live, I was talking about negative self-talk, right? And how the brain can create programs, hardwire negative programs, right?
Yeah.
Like I believe that, like, someone could come to me, right, with like an anxiety, and all being well, I'll be able to help them with their anxiety. Yeah. But if I haven't helped them with their self-talk, then like their self-talk is gonna continue. So there's a potential that they're gonna get anxiety again, if you see what I mean.
Exactly.
I think it's really, I've never thought about it like, because I've always been into self-talk. I've always been of the belief that because it's you know, there's scientists say you can actually change old negative wiring in the brain and create new positive ones just by listening to affirmations. You know, you can listen to a 15-minute tape in the background while you're doing the iron, and the brain will pick it up and will start to, within a month, we'll start creating new neural pathways for them positive affirmations towards yourself, and the old negative ones, they say, gets deleted. And it's, although I've been interested in positive self-talk myself, I don't know, you know, like you have one of those aha moments. It's like I've never really come across it being incorporated into any techniques as such. They don't often talk about it.
So this is what in one of the diagrams, actually, I include that is one of the big things that we do. I call it the inner critical voice.
Yeah, which is the same thing.
It's like a Jiminy Cricket, okay? Yeah. Like our conscience. Now, sometimes then I say to them, whose voice is it?
Yeah.
Is it yours or is it somebody else's? Or have you taken over that to be a critic? I also have some people who say, well, their inner critical voice is really mean. And I say, are you listening to it? The voice will get meaner and meaner until you listen to it. What is it saying? Get curious, always get curious and ask what it's saying. So for some of my larger sized clients, they want to reduce their size. All right. I do the word lose weight. I don't like the word lose.
Yeah.
And they want to reduce their size, but their voice is saying, I'm ugly, I don't fit into my clothes, I smell, I'm lazy, I'm fat, I'm this, I look awful, da, 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 da. And I go, right, okay, so now, because you've come to see me, you can say, you can stop now, because I'm doing something about it. Before, it was getting meaner and meaner and meaner because you weren't hearing it, because it doesn't want you to die.
You need to be aware. You have to bang on. You become aware of what you're saying to yourself. The amount of clients that I'm just like within the first few sentences, they're reaffirming their condition. They're like, you know, it's you can tell that they've been like believing this or saying this to themselves for quite a long time. You know, so I'm really pleased that you look at that in that way.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't
important.
want them to get a heart attack, Dave. It doesn't want them to get high blood pressure. It's going to be meaner and meaner until you listen to it. Same with procrastination. Same with all sorts of things. You need to listen to it. And you know what? It's makes it okay. Makes that inner critical voice okay. And then we can downgrade the bully, make it into a voice, give it a tutu to wear, you know, give it an opera voice. There's all sorts of things you can do.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Love it.
So
it's definitely an area I'm investigating now. Don't know why, but I just feel it's so important.
yeah, well, and it's true. It is, because it's part of what we do as humans is that inner critical voice. Get curious. What is it saying? What is it saying? And if it's really mean, I have one, and to the point now where actually I also have this other side that comes in. If it's really mean to me, that goes shh.
I have something similar actually, Claudia. I have like a comedic sort of relationship. So I'll be like, come on, you bastard, get out when I'm driving, yeah. and then I go, come on, Dave, you know, calm down, lad, calm down. So I actually talk to myself. So I've got two parts. So like, I never used to have that other part before. Do you see? It would just be, oh yeah, and getting all upset about it. But now I brought in this other aspect, which is like, might sound a bit loony to people, but it works for me. And that's like, and it's quite funny, you know, because I can laugh about it. It makes me laugh, you know, and that just lets go of it all. It's brilliant.
I love it. So I'm not the only one. We can be loony together. And I bet many others have that it's like you can come up with this like negative, and then actually if you can tune into that positive pretty much quickly, as you said, the more you do something, then the quicker that bit comes in. And I think that is from positive self-talk, positive affirmations, listening to our self-hypnosis, and actually doing those things that we do come into with that bit quicker. Hey, we can, all of us, as you said before, have that quick reactionary reaction, but it's how quickly can you manage it?
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
It's funny because I had a friend called Barry, and this is like 20 years ago. We decided we were incredibly negative. Yeah, like, he made a remark about me, and I said, well, actually, you're just as negative as me. And I said, like, let's sort this out. Let's start being more positive. Yeah. And at the time, I was very interested in the great yogis, you know, of India and stuff, and they're using mantras. And we started putting a little process in place and being much more positive and being more aware of what we were saying. And about like a year later, we were both chatting, and I said, have you noticed how quicker now that process is from the moment you get perturbed to the moment you release it? It's so quick. It's like incredible. So it definitely works.
Yeah. And you know, it's not going to happen straight away. Just like with everything, you've got to give it time. It's got to take momentum. You know, you've got to keep feeding it. So it's that old story, which the two wolves within, which one do you feed? And it's so
absolutely. I'll have to make a note of that. Which wolves do you feed?
Two wolves within. Yeah.
Two wolves within.
Story.
So I was about to use a negative statement to say I'm getting on a bit now. Claudia, the old brain ain't what it used to be. So there's a negative statement. See, can't be saying stuff like that.
You're getting wiser. And your brain is so full of information that it might just take a little bit longer to retrieve.
The old computer's like, hang on a minute, it's somewhere here, we're going to get it.
Yeah. And you will.
Indeed. Indeed. So what was it like at Hypnothought then? Because that's quite a big deal doing a talk there, was it?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Great opportunity to get it out there as well, because
everybody
thousands of people attend that, don't they? I've never been yet. I'm going to go one day. I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas, see what it's like. I saw some videos, the hypnotherapist on the street doing some street hypnosis and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did that last year outside the Bellagio. I was just in guerrilla hypnosis with Rich Guzzi, and we were outside. I mean, literally, people didn't know them. They have ladies parading around in all their feathers and things like that. I hypnotized 2 of them, and got them right down and giving everybody good affirmations and having people laughing. And I've got videos of me doing that with complete strangers, and it works. You can. And they were like going, oh, they were like amazed. Yeah. And there was so much noise around.
I love that. The more noise, the better. That's what I say. I hypnotized the guy in the nightclub once, the barman. Yeah.
What did he give you? And every time you see my glass empty, you will think.
When you see everyone at the bar's glass empty. I wasn't allowed to do that.
No, surprise.
I'm a pillar of society, Claudia. I can't be doing stuff like that. But, so what's your next steps with the Bunny Talk process then? What's going to happen next with it?
So yes, as I say, I'm doing a training online, and I am also training it actually I've got an in-person local to me on the 7th of September, because this isn't just for hypnotists, it's for therapists, coaches,
all types of therapies, isn't it?
Any change worker who works with children and who does inner child work. It's like and anybody as well. So NLPers, anybody who wants to know those things we're not quite sure what to do in a first session, because the diagrams is everything that I do in a first session, and it's where people go, oh, and especially for teenagers, when you see a teenager, they don't want to talk. No. Okay, they're often being made to come by somebody else. And you now have something that you can show them. And then because you're building this with them, you're building that rapport. You're getting them to listen. And it's diagrams. They can do diagrams and they love it. And if you're doing online, you draw the diagram and the person draws it as well. But you're building them. It's not just here's a diagram and this is what it is. You build it. So it's like, and then you asking, what do you do? Do you do that? Do you know anybody who does that? A person could do this. Could they not? Oh, actually, I do that. Do you? Okay. And it's like, what's that about? Get curious. And then you're building. It's so easy then to start that conversation. And this is what I was training at Hypnothoughts, and people going, oh, thank goodness for that, because people do wonder, well, what do you do with a teenager? Yeah. This is what you do with a teenager. And because one of the diagrams talks about sperm, and they go, oh. So you get their attention again. And it's, so there's 4 different diagrams, and before long, you've got all the compliance and everything that you need. And you're going,
you get to learn all about this in the course, yeah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the foundation of it. It has to be learned because, as I say, because you've got to be able to know, you get a session with the parents then. You don't do it with your little ones.
No.
They're not.
Can you use the same process with sort of, older people or than the teenagers, yeah? So it's right across the board to some degree.
Right across the board. And I don't expect anybody to do this. It's like, if you want to add in what you do as well, because everybody's got different training, do it. Make it your own when you're working. Take what I've taught you and make it your own, because that's the beauty of it. And if you miss out one bit of it, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because you can always do it again later. It's okay. You know, always has to be okay. I don't want everybody to think, oh, this is too difficult for me. No. And I've got a Facebook group for all the people that I've trained. And so that there's going to be all the collaboration on there. Always support. Because
so is this going to be the first course on it that in September, or have you already done one?
Online course will be September the 22nd.
Look at that, everybody watching.
Yeah. And I know Bob Burns has said he's going to jump on.
Wow.
To
Fantastic.
say hello.
You'll have to give me the details for it, Claudia. What date in September? Just remind us.
22nd. It's the 22nd. It's actually 9 o'clock my time. So that's going to be something like, what is that? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the UK time. So yes, it's 8 hours. It'll go on till 10 p.m. and it's on a Sunday.
Wow, so it's an 8-hour course.
So yeah, and it's so that I can get people in Pacific, because I've got people on the Pacific side. So they'll be getting up at 6 for it. Oh, okay. So it'll be run late for the UK, but it'll be like really early for Pacific, and it'll be great time for me.
How long's the course exactly?
8 hours. 8 hours.
Wow.
It's full on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And then Cheryl Elman.
Information in there. 8 hours.
Oh yeah, there's loads. But Cheryl Elman, she's going to help me do the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
And I've got
other people can practice and stuff.
People can practice. I'll jump in and out, and I'll have people who've already trained in person to be there to check that they're doing. Yeah,
they're doing it correctly.
But it's not difficult. There's a manual. You know, everybody can learn from that to go over it, and of course it will be recorded so they can go back over it. And and then anybody actually who does it, they'll get my other course for free that I've got online. It's a Happier You course with all my metaphors that I use in my sessions, and how I work with clients. So it's like a first session with the diagrams again, and then they get to do Rich Guzzi's Finished Funnels course, which is valued at $1,000. Wow! They'll get that for free. So yeah. And actually, the online,
like a done deal, doesn't it? My God,
you know what? It is a really good deal.
They're going to get a lot.
They're going to get a lot, yeah. Because actually, the online course early bird is only $247. Wow! It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
What's that in pounds? Do you know? No idea. For the British,
it'll be something like 197.
No, that's cool.
Something around that pounds, which is for a 2-day for an 8-hour course with a new technique.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And obviously, there's when you're doing it via Zoom, are you? Yeah.
Yes, it'll be on Zoom.
You can have lots of participants in that, can't you?
Yeah. So I'm very excited. It's a no-brainer for all the emotional intelligence. It's huge. So that's the early bird.
I'm gonna check my diary because I'll be probably doing it myself. So it'll be really lovely to be part of that. That's the early bird. Carry on.
That's the early bird. On the 12th of September, it goes up to 347.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to do it,
if you get on board before the 12th of September, it's 197.
Yeah. And it's like the same with my ebook. It's only $2.99. I think that's like £2.50.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it's like, yeah. And then anybody who gets that, you get to see the 1-star review that my ex-husband wrote. I've sold more books because of this 1-star review. And it is funny because he ingratiates himself in it, and it's like the book's not about you. You're not even mentioned, and he made the book all about him. And this is why he's an ex-husband.
Bless him.
I know, and he even tells everybody his name. There's our 2 grown-up sons in it. It's like, what are you doing? So everybody buys the book thinking, what did she write? What did she write about him? Yeah. It's, as I say, it's like for £2.50, and it's like, well, $2.99. Actually, do you know what? I'm looking for it. Where did I mention you?
I love it.
It's 4 children.
Yes.
It's 4 children the best things practice for children if there's a divorce, best practice for children when you're a step parent, because I've been both.
Yeah.
Best practice always for a child, because this is our next generations and we need to elevate them. They're going through so much. And if we can give them that unconditional love at the beginning, at the base of their lives, their foundations, then they can move forward. And that is why
it's so important, Claudia. So important. Oh my God, it's like, you know, it's like parents have this generational sort of bullshit that they plant on their kids without even realizing it. It's so unconscious and in their loops, and it's so important, definitely.
Yeah, it is.
I think there's going to be a lot of change taking place, and I'm so pleased for you, because it's the reason we do this work is to help people, and potentially you could help thousands and maybe millions of people. You know what I mean?
Know. That is actually what I'm so excited about. So I'm like the helper's helper. This is how you can help other people. And if I can train others to help, it's like it could just go, you know, as you say, worldwide, and it will go worldwide, because I have so much passion about it. And it's just like, and I know it'll just,
like you were saying before, when you've got passion for something, it just happens. You know, it happens.
And it will transcend generations. So that, you know, as I say, my daughter, if I get dementia, she'll be going, "Hey, mummy," and I'll be going, you know,
she'll be teaching her children it.
And when she babysits, she does. She's already doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I know.
The mission of the parents. Joking.
It's just she just shows them shadow puppets.
Yeah,
and then she talks to them. She just talks to them with the bunnies.
That's brilliant.
It's just a game.
So simple.
Isn't
it amazing that the most simplest things are the best things?
Yeah, it's a simple game, and then she anchors herself into them, and then they go, "Bye bye, Sophia, bye bye," and then it's like, and then they go off, and it's all it is an anchor into something that's loving and caring and nurturing.
Exactly.
That's all it is, and a simple, which is an anchor is operant conditioning. As you've just said, you know, we all get conditioned into something so easily, into something negative. How about something positive?
Let's do something positive, baby. None of this business,
No. I know. I had all that. Oh, you mean the rabbit, not the bunny? No, I'm going to get the bunny. Oh, it's the rabbit. I'm going, no. I get wound up so easily.
No, you don't. You should be saying that.
Oh, I get, but in a funny way. In a funny way.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was all good natured and all silliness, and that's what it's about. Our community is so much fun, and you've got to have a sense of humor.
You do.
You can't take it so seriously, and I don't.
Yeah.
Don't take
People can give me large all day. I just laugh. Yeah. Do you know what? A lot of it is, right? It's because I like who I am. I actually like me. Yeah. So like, it doesn't matter what anyone says to me. I like myself. Do you know what I mean? So, but you know, like, no one's ever mean to me or anything like that. But I think that you can be like that because you're happy in yourself. You know, you haven't got any issues that are like gonna take offense or get upset or, you know.
I like you too. I like you too, Dave. There you go.
I like you too, Claudia. Hey!
That you like yourself. Actually, do you know, I quite like the person I am as well. Yeah,
and you should do. We all should.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say I sometimes I want to shake people, you know, and I'll go, if only you could see what goes on in your body, you'd be amazed. You're incredible. You're a beautiful manifestation of existence. You're just so much, and you don't realize it. And I want to help you realize that. I want you to be the best version of yourself, you know.
Absolutely. Elevate, lift people up, be all they can be, get rid of that stuff, get rid of the poo, goes back on into the hippocampus so that people can be all they can be. Absolutely.
What a better world it would be, eh?
Yeah.
Empowered. Billions of empowered people. My God, imagine what it'd be like.
Yeah.
Look, billions of smiling people.
I know.
People wake up in the morning and like, woohoo, today's going to be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Smile a while, and soon there'll be miles and miles of smiles. There you go.
Yes.
That's what my
I
granddad
like
used
that.
to
Where's
say.
that one from?
My granddad.
He pinched it off someone, you know.
Yeah, my
Miles
granddad.
and miles. Oh no, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a hey, there you go, man. Keep as cool as you can. It riles them to believe that you perceive the web they weave. It reminded me of this poem that I come across. It was off an album. I didn't make it up.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
it's all
doesn't
good. Anyway, I don't know where not sure where he got it from, but
matter.
I like it. And it's so true. Smile a while, and
Yeah.
soon there will be miles and miles of smiles.
Yeah.
And it's, it doesn't that doesn't cost anything to smile at somebody, to say to somebody, oh, I like, you've got beautiful eyes, or, oh, you've got, I love your outfit, or they're nice shoes, or they're fancy glasses, or whatever it is. It doesn't take much. And what I love is that I say that all the time. When my daughter was a young teenager, she'd go, oh, Mummy, it's so embarrassing. Now, the other day, I caught her doing it to somebody.
Wow.
She's doing
I love that. I love it when they pick up the positive stuff.
Yeah, she's got over the and now she's doing the and yeah.
I used to do some work in a nursing home, and I used to love it. Even like then, when I think back, I would go, "Hi, Deidre! Oh my God, I love your dress. You're looking wonderful today." And I just make them. They'd smile. It was just so nice to see them smile.
Yeah. And this is what we do. So I often will lift my hands up. I actually have a bit of an issue with people who point. I mean, I know sometimes I might point to make a point. I'm pointing at somebody to really, I don't know, have a go at them or something. So it's undressing them. You're dressing them down, and I want to zip people back up. So you will often see me talking.
I'm going to do that from now on. None of this.
Yeah. Well, if somebody does that, do you know what I want to do? I want to bite their finger off.
Yeah.
Just really want to bite it. It's like, because it's like, I will not give you permission to undress me and take me down. So yeah, speak to the hand.
Good for you. Yeah. I like it.
And
be empowered. Be strong.
Power. Dress people up.
Be strong. Love yourself. And
absolutely.
Just go for it.
Yeah. And know that you're going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Because you will.
Yeah, definitely.
Naturally.
Well, Claudia, I think we're gonna end on that note, because one of the things I've noticed I like to do is I don't like my talks to go on too long, because some people, they see how long they are and they're like, I want people to watch this. Yeah. And I think we've covered everything, haven't we? It's been amazing. There's been lots of smiles. Love it. Great technique. And I'm so pleased for you that you used this with your daughter and you've created something from this that a lot of people have seen the benefit of, and have said to you, you've got to do something with this, and it's just fantastic. Good for you.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people wouldn't, because they'd be too afraid. They'd be thinking, oh, no one's going to be interested in this and whatever. But you've obviously released whatever you've ever needed to release, or you're just that sort of person that is able to run with something like this. And you're a powerful woman, strong woman. You believe in yourself. You love yourself.
Yeah.
Love it.
I want to make a difference.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to watch it unfold. So I'll be. You
were here at the beginning of the journey.
I interviewed her in the early days. Take some credit. Brilliant. So, well, Claudia, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a joy, and I'm sure lots of people are going to watch this, and it's going to be great. And lots of people are going to come on your course. I'm going to be one of them. So yeah, I'm excited about it. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed this talk. I'm sure you will. This is brand new, it's unique, and it's going to hit the world. Take note. A new generation of balanced children. Or adults as well. Adults. Fantastic. Okay, well, Claudia. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Claudia. And I wish everyone good night. Bye, everybody.
Wishing everybody well. Bye.
Woo-hoo.